definitely had me a little out of character.
Just look me in my eye.
I'm looking for like a manly man. Oh, if I can like find that and someone who considers himself a straight up mama's boy.
All the time, and it's just like her and I talk a lot.
Yeah, of course.
Hey you guys, welcome back to Romance Review TV with Lady T, and I have a new season recap of Love Island USA Season 4 Episode 1, and we get to meet the new USA Islanders. They actually do a sexy challenge with theirs, and somebody don't want a mama's boy. So let's unpack all of this. But before we do, take a second to make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, please feel free to like and share. So without further ado, let's jumpstart this season with a recap. So we kick off this season with a new host, a new platform, which is Peacock. Sarah Hyland is the new host for season 4. They started it off with her being at the wrong place, I guess trying to make it funny and silly, and then they introduce us to the Islanders. And the first one is Deb, then we have Timmy, and I'll go into detail more about them further later as we get in this recap. We got Philippe, we have Zeta. She's from the UK, actually. I'm surprised she's not over on the UK side. We have Andy. We got this handsome, sexy delivery guy, Jesse. He can deliver my packages any day. And then this gorgeous girl, Serenity. And then we have Isaiah. And then, of course, we also have Courtney. Now, Courtney is the girl who dates both sexes. She considers herself bisexual, but we'll talk more into that as well. So we get an introduction. The first two new girls come into the villa, and they're excited to get to see each other, Serenity and Deb. So pretty much it started off as typical. They did it differently than the UK version, though. And I thought they was going to do it the same way, but no. So let's talk about Deb first. So Deb is 26. Now, she says she's looking forward to getting into this villa and to making out with as many boys as possible. And if she doesn't land a relationship, she's the one that said that she was going to become a nun. So we'll really have to see, because she is ready for a relationship. She's looking for love, but we'll see what happens. And then we have the gorgeous girl, Serenity. Now, with Serenity, she's 28 from New Orleans. She's a bartender. She wants to fall in love with a guy who also has a sense of humor and is just as energetic and adventurous as she is. So she's also hoping to find that guy for her. And you know what? I honestly think that she probably will. She has a bubbly personality. And she's funny herself. So not only is she looking for that guy. And then we got Sydney. She comes into the villa and meet up with the other two girls. She's 22. Now, one thing about Sydney, she hates drama. And because a few not so honest guys kind of really set the tone from her past, she's looking for a man that she can trust. So the question is, if she can find that person. If she does, have she resolved her trust issues? So Deb and Serenity and Sydney, they're all getting to know each other at this point. And then someone else walks into the villa. Now, Zeta is 29. Now, she is a native of London, who joined the villa. Now she want to look for her husband. Now I found that pretty interesting because from London we got Love Island season 8 UK going on. So I'm surprised she, didn't sign up for that. But maybe because she's now residing in the US, it may be a different story. But her accent, it just took me right back to the UK side. She kind of remind me of an accent like Danica. So if you watch the UK version, you'll know what I'm talking about. But she's looking to find her hubby, even if that means that she can scare some of the guys away. So they're all getting along. Everybody's happy to see each other. They all find each other gorgeous. And then another girl comes in. And her name is Courtney. Now, she's 24, and she joined the villa to find that genuine, true connection with a guy that also believes in aliens. Yeah. She's a very quirky girl. She seems like she's real chill. She's zen. The other thing that she did talk about with the girls is how she not only, have relationships with men, she has relationships with women, but pretty much, she's considered herself bisexual as well as her preference. And, pretty much they all just had a conversation trying to get to know each other. And so far, so good with these ladies. And then our hostess with the mostest came back in. She invited all of the girls to come over to the fire pit. And pretty much all they talked about is their past relationships and how it prepared them to be, at this point in the villa. So now it's time to match the ladies with some of the guys. And then our first guy comes in. And this guy is named Andy. Now, he's 23. He considers himself a heartbreaker, okay? But this time around, he's searching for a love that lasts. The only other issue is that he is very close to his mom. And this is going to come up in conversation later as he is coupled up with someone. And it doesn't go over too well, but I don't want to jump the gun. We'll talk about that later. So Serenity stepped forward because the host asked the girls to step forward if they were interested, and Serenity stepped forward, but he ended up choosing Courtney. And it looked like Serenity looked like she felt a little disappointed about it. But our first couple that was created is Courtney and Andy. So next up is the next guy that comes in. His name is Timmy. Timmy is looking for his baby boo. He's 28, and he's also looking for a woman who's driven and got clean fingernails. Yeah, he has a lot of confidence. He comes in kind of hippity hop and everything, if you know what I'm talking about. I thought he was younger than what he is. Now, he says that he's around 28, 29. But yeah, his whole demeanor, I thought maybe he was like 23. But anywho, so it was once again the opportunity for the ladies to step forward, and then he would get to make the choice. So for Timmy, he ended up with Zeta. So yeah, even though she stepped forward along with Sydney, he ended up choosing Zeta. So that's our second couple, Zeta and Timmy. So the next guy into the island to make a choice is Isaiah. Isaiah is the youngest one in the villa. He's 21. And he's someone who is looking for a woman with a little bit of spice and good hygiene. So, hopefully, so far the women look, what he's looking for. But I think he can find a match in here. So it was his turn. Well, the ladies had to step forward. Deb and Sydney stepped forward. And ultimately, he ended up choosing Sydney. And so the third couple is Sydney and Isaiah. So next, this tall, handsome drink of water comes in by the name of Jesse. Jesse is 27. Now, he's described as the most caring man in the world. He said that he is very respectful and protective of women. He is looking to find a woman who is as generous as he is. And you can tell that he's definitely generous with working out because those muscles and abs are on point. So now it was his turn, and Deb is the one that really stepped forward with him. Now, Serenity was asked why didn't she step forward, and Serenity said that because there was no eye contact. So that's why she didn't. So this couple, our fourth one, is Deb and Jesse. And then last but not least, we have Felipe. Now, this dude reminds me of a combination of Will from USA Season 3. Remember Will and Kira? And his accent, because he's from Brazil, he sounds like Davide from UK Season 8. So imagine that. It was interesting to watch him. However, he says that he's a mama's boy as well and is looking for a girl who is honest. So Serenity stepped forward with him. He chose her, and now that's the new couple, our fifth couple, Serenity and Felipe. So now everybody is starting to get to know each other. And this first couple, which was pretty darn interesting, because as much as she was excited at first, that went right out the window, because Andy had this conversation with Courtney, starting to talk about how close his mom is, how he works with his mom, his connection with his mom, and she gave him the side eye instantaneously, because that was a huge red flag for her, that it seems that he is a mama's boy. And yeah, that glow in her eyes shifted real quick. Even as much as Andy was excited about Courtney, Courtney was not excited about Andy. Then we have Serenity and Felipe. Now, Felipe was really excited by her energy. He likes the fact that she's very funny. She's very energetic. And that's what he likes in a woman. So these two are vibing for the moment. So we'll see. And then we also have Jesse and Deb having a conversation, and Deb really likes him. They really seem to have a vibe. They found this little hideaway in like a little tree area, and they wanted to keep it to themselves because they thought it was really cute and special, but we'll see where they go. And then we got Timmy having his conversation with Zeta. Now, he likes the fact that Zeta is a tall, gorgeous, shapely woman, and she likes his confidence. So we'll see how that works out. I think she's going to get tired of him because he's kind of bouncy to me. Then we got Sydney. Now, Sydney is very straightforward. And then with her part, Isaiah, he likes the fact that she seems like an alpha woman. And yeah, she don't pull no punches. The girl don't play, so don't cross her, Isaiah. So the women and both the men pretty much sitting around, of course, talking about the connections and how they really like the girls that they're paired with. They also later on had this, as usual, these little dinner parties. And then it reconvened because at this point, Courtney is not feeling Andy, because in this particular conversation, she wanted to kind of reconvene back to his whole relationship with his mom. And she said she's pretty independent. And the more he talked about the mom and talking about the connection with his mom and her relationship, it did not sit well with her. And, you know, it was pretty much done. She put him in the friend zone. So now the Islanders have their first challenge, the suck and blow challenge. And if you just seen UK, they did this last week, where whoever dropped the card when they were passing it through a kiss, you had to do the dare challenge. And it was everything from kissing with whipped cream, and then there was also a 3-way kiss. And then we actually had a lot of other stuff, but it was fun to kind of break the ice. Now, while the guys and the gals were having conversation, one of the guys get a text message. But before that happens, we also see the conversation that Courtney tell the girls that she's pretty much done with Andy.
We had a really long talk today and I understand it more, but we're just so not compatible. I feel like we are friends. That's what I...
So, yep, she friend zoned Andy. Oh, well. So then the guys received a text message where 2 new ladies outside of the 5 ones we have will be joining 2 of the guys on a date. And they have to choose amongst themselves which 2 of them are going to want to sneak away for these little private dates. So 3 of the guys decided to keep the girls occupied while the other 2, Felipe and Jesse, decides to go off to see the girls. Serenity is looking for Felipe, and that's when we happen to see that Timmy decided to break the news that the boys left the villa to go on dates. And that shocked the mess out of them, and I would be too, but the drama is starting. But check out what's going to happen in tomorrow's episode.
Girls make their move.
When I go into the villa, I'm going to go after what I want.
I say what I want to say, and I've been sleeping by myself for too long, and I'm ready to couple up.
So there we have it. Look like it's going to be a drama-filled season. I'm here for it. Everything is starting now, episode 1. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. So I hope you enjoyed this recap. Take a second to make sure you subscribe to the channel. And also, please don't forget to like and share. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.